Now, so here's what Jackie Hill Perry did. She connected this. She tied this in to like going to a Beyonce concert.
The Grammys happened recently with that whole horrible Sam Smith thing.
Yeah.
No, none of us knew that was going to happen. Are we participating with demons if we watch that?
And because Beyonce is so flippant and open with some of this like kind of wizardry and witchcraft stuff.
Ruslan.
Jackie Hill Perry just did a video and she tied in this thing about 1 Corinthians 10, where it seems like Paul is then telling them that you're like the meat offered to idols is offered to demons and we shouldn't do that. And I've never really gotten a clear answer of that. You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, pull it up for me. So let me take a look at it.
So he kind of, it seems like he's going back to which we just unpacked in 8 in Romans 14, right? 1 Corinthians 8. So my dear friends, flee from the worship of idols. You are reasonable people. Decide for yourselves if what I'm saying is true. When we bless the cup at the Lord's table, aren't we sharing in the blood of Christ? And when we break the bread, aren't we sharing in the body of Christ? And though we are many, we all eat from one loaf of bread, showing that we are one body. Think about the people of Israel. Weren't they united by eating the sacrifices at the altar? What am I trying to say? Am I saying that food offered to idols has some significance or that idols are real gods? No, not at all. I am saying that these sacrifices are offered to demons, not to God. And I don't want you to participate with demons. You cannot drink from the cup of the Lord and from the cup of demons too. You cannot eat at the Lord's table and eat at the table of demons too. What do we dare to rouse the Lord's jealousy? Do you think we are stronger than he is? You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. You say that I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial for me. Don't be concerned for your own good, but for the good of others. So you may say, eat any meat that is sold in the marketplace without raising questions of conscience, for the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. If someone who isn't a believer asks you home for dinner, accept the invitation. If you want to eat whatever is offered to you without raising questions. But suppose someone tells you that meat was offered to an idol, don't eat it, right? Again, it's kind of, Paul's being nuanced here, right? And I think we kind of want clean answers.
Yeah, so...
And then so he goes on to say, don't eat it out of consideration for the conscience of the one who told you.
Yeah, so notice how he says, don't eat it out of consideration for the conscience of the one who told you, okay? This is going to, in that culture, the pagan would have looked at that as if, you are honoring Zeus. You're honoring these deities here.
Okay.
So it's very important. In 1 Corinthians 8, he's talking about meat sold at the market. You don't know where it came from, but it's all harmless anyway because it's just meat. We don't believe that these demons or idols have real power.
Yeah.
So in this part, he's just saying, look, if someone's going to come to you with meat and say, I offered this to an idol this morning, take a bite, that would be in that culture basically saying, yes, hail Zeus kind of thing. And you don't want to do that because that would have been clearly honoring a pagan deity to them. So we don't do that type of thing. So, it's like if someone came from a satanic temple and said, here is some wine we offered to Baphomet earlier, would you like a sip? I'd be like, no. Yeah. I'm not partaking in this communion you have with demons. That's just horrible. Yep. But if someone went into a wine store and they were like going, I bless this in the name of the devil, and I came in 3 hours later, I'm like, oh, I got to buy wine. It's not going to matter. And it's not going to affect me. That's what Paul is talking about 1 Corinthians 8. Got it. But if someone is actively asking you to participate in these pagan practices where you're going to offer meat to an idol or wine to an idol and then you drink it to honor that idol, don't, obviously. I mean, that should be pretty much common sense.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, you want to see something crazy? 67% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. Do me a quick favor, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the videos here on the Bless God Studios channel. Now, so here's what Jackie Hill Perry did. She connected this to so I think you're spot on. It sounds like you're saying it's about intent. It's about worship, right? It's about not doing something and inadvertently opening yourself up to demons, but intentionally participating in a worship act. She tied this in, and this is where I was like, I actually left the comments. I would love to hear this in context of 1 Corinthians 8. She tied this in to like going to a Beyonce concert. And because Beyonce is so flippant and open with some of this like kind of wizardry and witchcraft stuff, she was kind of tying it in there of like, hey, like we kind of got to draw a line with this, right? So where would you kind of draw that line with like regards to like what liberties we are allowed to engage with? I'm assuming you're not the biggest Beyonce fan, neither am I. But there are Christians, and I've seen pastors take their daughters to Beyonce concerts.
Yeah, don't even saw Queen Bee. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm as you can tell, I'm probably not the biggest, Queen Bee fan. Just, I don't know if it's my pasty skin, but it's probably something there. But I mean, if we know that at a Beyonce concert, they're going to be doing things like deliberately doing witchcraft. Why would you go? I mean, it's just pretty obvious you don't want to go. If you go and they're doing, you're like, well, I didn't know this was going to happen. I mean, I think you're fine. I mean, just probably don't get up and go, Hail Satan. I mean,
don't sing along to the witchcraft.
Use your reason. Here's something I could think of it as an analogy. Like the Grammys happened recently with that whole horrible Sam Smith thing. No, none of us knew that was going to happen. Are we participating with demons if we watch that? Well, I didn't watch the Grammys because I have a life, but some people may have. I mean, a lot of people didn't know it was going to happen. I mean, no. I mean, you can watch something without actually participating in it. So we got to draw the line here. It's about intent.
Yes.
There was a polytheist. His name was Jordan Paper. He wrote a book called The Deities Are Many, and I read it. And he says, look, when you want to open yourself up to one of these gods, to him, that's what he calls them, you have to be actually opening, draw them and call them and bring them in. So here we have a polytheist telling us how you enact these. So just don't do that. Whatever Jordan Paper said, don't do it, and you'll be fine. If you go to, don't also try to put you in a situation like that. You know, so I would probably say, don't go to a concert if you know there's going to be active demon worship there. But I mean, we also have to judge these things based on our reason half the time too, because half the time I don't know what's going to happen at a concert. I mean, people might say, "You want to come to a concert?" Sure. I mean, I'm not going to go do extensive research on it.
Sure. If you're at the Grammys, are you walking out in the middle of the Sam Smith thing?
For that, probably. It was really bad. I mean, it was bad. It's like Lady Gaga stuff as well. Sometimes I see her do stuff, and I'm like, okay, this is clearly Katy Perry's music video, E.T. I'm like, this is really demonic. I mean,
I think you're right. I think it's like when you know and you willingly engage, I think that's where I would say you draw the line. It's tricky though. It's tricky because the other side of it is like everything is a demon. You know what I mean? Like everything is a demon. Monster energy drink is a demon. Liquid death is like everything becomes a demon, and that's also not helpful either.
That is not. No, we have these two extremes, one or the other. Everything's okay or everything's a demon. This is not what the apostles preached. Okay, Jesus warned against constant sexual immorality.
Yes.
But he also warned against the Pharisees trying to be so legalist to make yourself holy and righteous, and that was just as bad. So you got to find the middle road. Be reasonable on how you do these things.
Hey, this clip is from our daily after party stream. If you enjoyed it, consider signing up for our Patreon community for only $5 a month, where you get access to the replays of our daily after party streams, as well as the uncut extended versions of our podcast, Discord access that's private, and a discount code for our merch store, only $5 a month. And ultimately, it's the best way to help us contextualize the gospel of Jesus using media, podcasting, and of course, YouTube. The link for that is in the description or in the pinned comment. The perks are amazing. You should get on there. It's only $5 a month. I'll see you over there, all right? Peace.